Today we're reviewing a new battery by Wiren that came in. Now this is a 48-volt server rack, 100 amp hour. I got it from Signature Solar. Actually, I got 6 of them from Signature Solar, including the rack. You might have seen the assembly or review of the rack in a different video. But today we're going to take the Wiren battery, we're going to unbox it, open it up, see what it's like on the inside, see how well that the construction is. It is UL listed, so I'm expecting it to be quite good. But then once we're on the inside, how good is that build quality? We're then going to close it back up, charge it up completely, capacity test, and then finish up with a summary. Let's begin. Here's a QC report that came in. It says 105 amp hours is what it tested at. I've looked at all the sheets that came in. Some were 105, some were 106. We are going to test this, see if we do get the 105, even though it's rated at 100 amp hours. Does come with the manual. Of course, like most of the batteries these days, they do have communication, so it does come with an Ethernet cable, and then also a short set of leads to connect each of the batteries together. These are 2-gauge, so it actually has some decent cables. Most of the batteries that I've been seeing have usually 4-gauge in them, which is just really too thin. Now, my batteries that I have behind me, I'm actually using 2-watt to connect each one and then 4-watt up to the inverters, but these should work decent for now, and then I'll probably end up making my own cables. Okay, so there's a nice piece of fiberboard that's glued on the top to help protect things. All right, so here's the inside of it. So we're going to start at the front and then go back. So you do have your 2 positive terminals, your 2 negative ones. On the front, you have a 125 amp nadir breaker. You have your communication dip switches, a DRYC plug for it, RS45, CAN connection, RS232, and then 2 more RS45s. You have your on-off, your screen with your menu buttons. And then on the inside, so we'll start with the positive, you have 2 7-gauge wires that connect to the bottom of the breaker. The top has a 4-gauge wire. These are rated at 200C. And then on the negative, once again, your 2 7-gauge wires that are connecting to the BMS, and then the other side connects to this negative bus bar with this connector right there. Now you can see that it does have caps on each of these connectors, which is nice. If there was any sort of impact, you do have that covered. So I do like that. You have the Captain tape going across here on the front, and then on the back, it does have a print circuit board on top of all the cells. And I say it's a print circuit board because you can see all of your balance leads go into the print circuit board. And then it then connects to each one of the cells, as you can see there. You can see this extra looks like it's a wire here. It's actually not. This does have a fire suppression system on it. So that is actually the discharge nozzle for the fire suppression, which is that little puck type device, which is sitting back there. So you do need to have the fire suppression for it to be UL listed. And then you have your BMS. You can see a heat sink in the back, another one in the front. You have your board for your communications, and then at the bottom you can see all your balance leads right there, which is connecting up to your cells. All in all, it is a pretty stout build. I like how that the cells are protected. I like that it's all strapped together. It seems to be a pretty rugged setup. Now the cells do run pretty close to this top edge. I wouldn't want to stack these more than 3 high. I think that there could be a little bit too much weight, and these are pretty close to the top. So yeah, definitely don't stack too many batteries on this. So let's go ahead and power it up. Let's see what it looks like. So you can see the SoC is at 30%. Pack is at 52.7 volts. It also shows your charge, so it has 4 LEDs for it. So you can see the charge without having to look on the actual screen. It does have a run light and then an alarm light as well. And it's got your nice breaker. Okay, so next I'm going to charge it up with the Heltec. Turn this on. All right, so we've got the Wiren battery fully charged up. So we're sitting at 55.65 volts. The BMS did cut off when trying to charge it, so I have the cutoff voltage for the discharge at 44 volts. And let's go ahead and start. Now that the discharge is complete, let's look at the numbers. So the Heltec says that the capacity was 106 amp hours, so that is quite good. Realistically, anything over 104 means that you have Class A cells, so 106 is a very nice number to see. If I would have top balanced it and spent the time to make sure all the cells are equal, it might have gone up a little bit more from there, but still 106, fantastic, extremely happy with those numbers. In summary, I'm quite happy with the Wiren battery. As you saw, it did test out quite well, 106 amp hours, so definitely grade A cells that are in there. I wasn't able to determine the maker of the cells because of that PCB board that's up on top. It's the first time that I've seen that, but it definitely is a solid build. I like how all of the cells were strapped together, the corner braces, how everything was held down. That is quite nice. It does have communications on the front. I know that's important to a lot of people. Personally, I don't tend to use it, but the build quality overall, it's a good battery. So tests well, and now I'm looking forward to putting it into service. So once again, these are picked up from Signature Solar. Great deals on it, so definitely check it out. And I will pick up more of these racks because I was able to determine that I could put some other batteries in it and modify it. So I'm going to pick up probably 4 more of those racks. In any event, definitely pick it up. Got them from Signature Solar, and it should work with your EG4, no problem. Thanks again for watching Mike's Solar Garage.